Top of the morning to you folks. Sandamtod here in the car driving to work. Trying to think of a topic. Oh yeah, well, I once again did not shoot a collection video over the weekend. I thought about it yesterday twice, but I was in the middle of doing about 4 loads of laundry and some other shit, and I just vacuuming, shit like that, and then the vacuum bag was full and I didn't have a replacement. I had to go get one. You know how it is, time just gets chewed up by life and spit out, so I wasn't able to get a vid together, so I thought I'd shoot a little something on the way to work. I have a new clip. It's more of a suction cup thing, but it seems like the camera kind of vibrates back and forth. Hopefully it's just quieter and you all probably just listen to this shit anyway, so maybe we'll luck out there. But anywho, yeah, so that was my yesterday, my Sunday. So Saturday Saturday was the day I had to go out and go to about 8 different places. I didn't really I did go to GameStop and I did buy a few things. I'll probably do a little collection video on that stuff. You know, it's 3 games, and I've got another Rock Candy figure coming, and aside from that, I'm trying to think. I don't know. So I kind of messed around with the 3 games that I bought on Saturday after I got them home and got them installed, and I got them updated and what have you. And so I was online on the PlayStation Store for my PS3 and my PS4 for a little bit, and I noticed that they were having something called a flash sale on my PS3, and actually I went and I looked and they had it on the PS4 as well, which they didn't have anything that I really wanted for the PS4 on the flash sale, but on the PS3 they had some different games, and one of them was this like extra level mission thing for Devil May Cry, the DMC, you know, the reboot. I really loved that game. I thought it was excellent. And I played the shit out of it for a long time on the 360, but I did have it for the PS3, and I started playing through it, but I never beat it on the PS3. But they had this extra mission called like Virgil's Downfall, and I decided to go ahead and pick it up because I think it was like $2.99 or something. And then I was looking through their games, and they had Resident Evil 4 in HD for, I think, either $4 or $5. I don't know. I paid $8, so it's probably $5, and the other one was $3, I'm guessing. Because I paid $8.50 something for. But I went ahead and I decided the thing about Resident Evil 4 is I never beat it. I played through it twice basically and got to about the middle of it and never beat it. And I was going to go back to it like a month or 2 ago. I was going to go play it again, and I stuck it in my PS2, and man, it looked rough. I mean, the graphics looked rough. It was just really fuzzy and blown out, the color was, and everything. And I was like, geez, I don't know. Maybe I need to buy it for the PS4 or something in HD and, you know, what have you. And so I was like, well, here it is. It's $5 or $4. Either one of them was $4 and one of them was, either both of them were $4. I don't remember exactly. But something makes you think that the Resident Evil was $5 and then the other one was $3 because it was just a level add-on. Resident Evil was a whole game. But I was like, here's my chance to get it in HD for probably the cheapest I'm going to get it for $5. And so why don't you just go ahead and buy it? Even though it's not a physical copy, at least you'll have it, and you can play it. And so on top of the 3 games that I had downloaded, or not downloaded, that I had bought at GameStop. I downloaded a full game and a level to a game. Well, I stuck in the Devil May Cry, and it did come up when I stuck the game in as being on there as downloadable content or whatever for this other mission, but I'm not going to do it right now. And tell you the truth, when I got home and started messing with the games and stuff, I actually kind of forgot I had downloaded that add-on DLC for it. It was at the very end of when I was going through things. I was like, oh yeah, I forgot. So I didn't even start it because I didn't want to get into that too on top of everything else. And so I was like, well, let's check out this Resident Evil 4. And I went to check it out, and yeah, it looked a lot better. I mean, the HD definitely made me more apt to want to play it. My only problem with it is there were a couple things about the controls that were driving me a little nuts, and this might be a hindrance for me. Now, it's kind of like when they went to those controls from tank controls, which is forwards always, up, to the more free moving. It was like hard to go back to the tank controls. Well, this is the same thing, because I went to play it, and right out of the gate, you go to that first little shack, and there's a guy in there, and he starts attacking you with an axe or something. I think it's an axe, because I played it twice, actually, the beginning part. Because I wanted to do a comparison thing. I wish I had something to drink. My mouth is so dry right now. I'm not going to make this light either, so I'm not going to rush. Yeah, 2 of the people didn't make the light, but they went anyway, so now I'm in the front. Yay! So, I started playing it. One thing that I immediately figured out, I don't mind that the aiming and shooting was fine and everything. It made more sense. They swapped the run button and the pick up the items button, because it used to be that the run button was the square, and then the pickup button was the X, and so holding the square down to run was kind of weird, and it's easier to do the X, and I like that they switched that on the controller scheme. The opening, like, crawl movie, trailer thing that goes at the beginning of the game isn't on the one I downloaded, because I stuck in the PS2 one, and that's why I say I played through it twice. The graphics still looked really blown out, grainy. It was like 150% better on the HD, which did make me want to play it. And so I started to kind of play it, like I said, and I made it to the shack, fighting the old man at first. I shot him a couple times, and then I was like, oh, I don't want to waste the ammo, maybe I should use the knife. And then, of course, I fuck it up with a knife and end up almost dying. Sorry, I was expecting the light to be changing. Oh, the police just blew through there. Anybody coming? No, because the cop just ran through the intersection right before it turned green. So I almost died. Shoot him a couple more times, and he's dead. And I'm like, okay, well, almost died. Used the friggin' can of spray that I had, and then you hear this truck start up outside, and some other guys get dropped off, and you're in the house. And you can either go out the front door, or the side window, or the upstairs window. And I decided to run upstairs. There was some ammo on a table. I picked it up, went out the window, and none of this has really been a problem so far. But then when I get outside, I jump out the window and I land, here's where I realize that there's a big issue, and that it might, I don't know if it's going to be a game breaker for me or not. I don't know if I'll be able to play it. Come on, guy, you going to get over? Do I got to go around you? I hate when people, you know, won't speed up and you got to go by them in the other lane because they're like fucking driving so slow. But anyway, I land outside, I pull the gun, and there's 3 dudes out there, and of course, if you shoot at them or put the sight on them, sometimes they'll speed up or kind of jerk out of the way or run. And so I shot the first one, and then I go to run, I run forward. And one thing I noticed right up, well, this wasn't an issue, but I did notice it right off the bat, was you basically have to swing your whole camera view left or right in order to see. You can't just kind of spin the camera. I mean, nowadays you use both joysticks and you kind of creep them, and you'll be able to kind of look slowly to one direction. You know what I'm saying? This had this like quick turn, neck turn thing left and right with your head, and then you had to turn your whole body, you know, to kind of move everything. And it was just like, I don't know, it's hard to describe, but you'll know, if you've played a game like, I was going to say Fallout, but you don't usually play in third person, but it's kind of the same thing with the camera view, though. When you swing it, it's like you have to turn your whole body, or you just kind of turn you're still going forward, but you're looking left versus turning your whole body left to look. You know what I'm saying? That kind of deal. And so that was a little annoying, but I was like, yeah, I could probably get used to that. The camera doesn't center up really well. I felt like it was up too or down too low, and then I was looking down too much, and I needed to be looking up a little higher. You wouldn't like stay where you directed your thing. It always dropped back down into a locked, you know, kind of camera angle. Unlike a game like Fallout, where if you tilt the camera up and let off of it, it'll stay there, you know. And this is just, you know, because you're dealing with an older, you know, how things have evolved over time, and that's what I'm saying. It makes it hard to go back sometimes. But the big deal breaker was I went to shoot this guy, and I aim, and then I go to back up, to step back while I'm shooting, so I can like start walking backwards. You lock your feet on this game when you aim. When you hit the aim button, he locks his damn feet to the ground and does not walk backwards. And then the aim swings like, you know, wherever you want. But in doing so, your character is basically stationary. He's just locked, and there's nothing you can do about it. And I didn't know this, so I go to hit the button to, thinking I'm gonna walk backwards while I'm aiming at this guy. And what happens instead is I end up aiming at this dude's like fucking feet. And he's hitting me with a goddamn pitchfork and shit. And I'm like, what? I was like, what the fuck's going on? Why am I aiming at the ground? And I'm like thinking, what in the hell just happened? And then I was like, wait a second. And I kind of ran forward, and I turned around, and I aimed again, and I shot one of the guys, and then another guy started coming toward me, and I started to try to back up again while I was holding the gun, aiming it. And the sight started going all over the screen, but I wasn't moving. And I was like, oh, fuck, he locks his feet. That might be a game breaker, because I'm so used to being able to kind of backpedal while I'm shooting, or move or be mobile while I'm shooting. To have a dude lock his feet and plant them and stand there while he's shooting and not being able to run and gun, I don't know. I might do a little vid on just the comparison of the quality of the two and show you what I mean by locking his feet and stuff. But anyway, yeah, so that was kind of my gaming over the weekend, was just kind of relearning my Resident Evil 4. I won't give away the games that I'm going to put in the pickups video, so I won't give those away. Man, my mouth is so dry. I really got to start bringing a drink with me in the morning, or eating a friggin' cough drop or something while I'm driving and talking, because I get dried out. But anyway, folks, thanks for coming by. This is just a quick little on the way to work thing, kind of what I was doing over the weekend. And I did think about doing the video, but at the same time, I decided I wanted to not do it more, I guess. Sorry. So I did this for you. I hope this will suffice for a minute. And maybe for real in the next week I'll get that one, maybe the Xbox one shot. I did buy 2 more PS3 games yesterday, so the PS3 collection is ever growing. So anyway, I'll talk to y'all later, and thanks for coming by. See you next vid.